Hello everyone, welcome back to Run the NBA, and today I wanted to talk about one of the more breakout guards in the NBA last season, specifically who got noticed in the playoffs, and that is Cameron Payne of the Phoenix Suns. Cameron Payne is going to be one of the best success stories in the NBA, from someone who really went from nothing to someone who has solidified their spot in the NBA as a solid bench guard, and has now gotten paid for it this summer with getting a 3-year, $19 million contract, which I think is a beautiful deal for both sides. It's $19 million in the bank for Cameron Payne, and about $6.5 million a year for the Phoenix Suns is an absolutely brilliant value deal for the Phoenix Suns. But in today's video, I want to talk about how good Cameron Payne was for the Phoenix Suns last year, but why I also think him getting $6.5 million is sure good value, but I don't think it is a gross underpay, because there are some people that are overvaluing him based on how good he was in parts of the playoffs last season. If you guys do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. With that being said, let's go ahead and let's talk about Cameron Payne. So as I mentioned, Cameron Payne is one of the best success stories and rises to being a solid NBA player in recent history. This is someone who came in to the Bulls organization after a bit of time with OKC and really didn't look good, but yet had to start 14 games at 17-18 season with Chicago, because those were rough times for Chicago fans. I won't bring up too many bad memories. The point being, there was members of the NBA, Chicago organization, that essentially said they saw Cameron Payne and it was like, this guy's not an NBA player. He's just not. Yet he was still getting over 20 minutes a game for them that year, so, yeah, that's rough. Nonetheless, he has moved past those days. He got brought into the bubble with the Phoenix Suns. He had not played at all in the 2019-20 season. The Suns brought him in. He played 23 minutes a night in those 8 games, and he averaged over double-digit points per game for the first time in his NBA career on extremely good efficiency, while showing flashes as a bit of a playmaker. So hey, maybe he can actually play in the NBA. Chicago Bulls organization. Sure, man develop, man improve. That's not necessarily on the Bulls organization. But point being, I'm not trying to diss the Bulls. I'm just trying to give all the credit in the world to Cameron Payne. This man went from a guy who NBA coaches, execs, whoever it may be, thought this guy is not an NBA player, pretty much at first glance. And he just earned $19 million based off of the play of the last year in the bubble. And so let's talk about that. Cameron Payne last year was an extremely valuable part to this Phoenix Suns team. And it wasn't necessarily clear-cut that it was going to be that from the start of the year, but he definitely earned that role, and he was called to action to be a very valuable part of this Phoenix Suns bench. One of the deepest and most talented benches in the league last year, and I think will be again this year as well. They just have so many good quality NBA players. And Cameron Payne's a big part of that, and he can give you a bit of defense. He's a solid playmaker. He can shoot from 3. He can create a bit of his own shot, mid-range, at the rim. You name it. He does everything that you would want out of a backup guard. He was extremely valuable in the playoffs last year. There were some moments, some games, or some series where he did become a little bit more quiet. I think the early rounds were definitely a lot better for him than as things got later on. But he was still extremely valuable at any point in time. I know he did struggle with the shot a bit more later on. But I think that's something to take with a grain of salt. Don't expect Cameron Payne to continue this big breakout, start averaging like 14, 15 points a night. I don't think that's a realistic expectation for Cameron Payne. But at $6.5 million a year is an absolutely brilliant price for someone who's going to give you good backup guard minutes. He can give you a bit of perimeter defense. He can give you solid playmaking and run your offense for you when Chris Paul and or Devin Booker are off of the court. He can create a bit of his own shot. He's very good from deep, whether that's on his own shot, on catch and shoot. He just does everything you want out of a backup guard. And to see him from being someone that was just not that good at all and really was struggling to find his place in the league, and then get an invite from the Suns, come to the bubble, play as well as he did, and then be as valuable for this Phoenix Suns team as he was last year and in the playoffs. Note, he even started 2 games for them in the playoffs due to some of the injuries they had, most notably Chris Paul. This guy absolutely was crucial to their run and being as successful as they were in the playoffs. Full credit to Cameron Payne. but don't necessarily expect him to continue to just absolutely soar on this upwards trajectory, and act like this amazing starting point guard. And that's no disrespect to Cameron Payne. That's just a realistic expectation and an admission of the fact that Cameron Payne is a very darn good backup point guard. Nothing more than that, but a pretty darn good backup point guard. Nonetheless, that is my thoughts on Cameron Payne last year and moving forward into the next year, and I'm excited to see him continue to be a valuable piece of this Phoenix Suns team moving forward for the next 3 years. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to hear my thoughts on other players or even rookies heading into next season, then be sure to click the box on the right-hand side of the screen. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.